Okay, just waiting for this to upload to get started. I'm a couple minutes early, so I'm going to give people a few minutes to try to come in and see where we're at. When I do lives, for anybody that's catching the replay, I use a different camera. My phone does not seem to like to do lives, so I use my Chromebook, and the quality is not as good. I do have a lot of lights on here, but it is, I'll share with you guys what it looks like outside. It's not sunny. It's overcast, and it's supposed to snow in a little bit. So it's a little dark. This is like the brightest room I could find in the house right now with lights on. So I am sorry about that, but it's the content and it's the importance of things. So we're going to get started in just a minute. I'm just waiting for a few people to pop in. If they are going to pop in, I'm getting some tea ready. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a snack. We're going to be here probably at least 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour. And I'm just going to go grab my tea and I will be right back. I just wanted to get this up and going. I will be back in one quick moment. Okay, so here we go. Sorry for that. I just realized I didn't have everything I wanted. I have this tea that I made for myself because it's chilly here today, and I usually burn a fire in the fireplace, but I can't run the fireplace if I'm recording because it makes noise. It makes too much noise because it's a fan. My, of course, refrigerator just kicked on, so you're going to hear that in the background, and I am sorry about that. So this is the tea that I'm drinking. It is Bigelow Benefits Rose, Mint, and Herbal Tea, stress-free. And it is one, like, it literally, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's pink. It has a pink hue to it from the roses. And it doesn't have a lot in it. I did this on a Witchy haul. I got this from Christmas Tree Shop. I'll link that above when this is all done, so you can, or below. I'm not quite sure where I can link it. But this is, I've never seen it before. I found it at the store that I bought it from. And it has rose blossoms, chamomile, hibiscus, tulsi leaves, licorice root, passion flower, skullcap, natural rose and raspberry flavors, rose hips, apples, peppermint, elderberries, and raspberries. It is so delicious, and it's so great for infusing intention. It's awesome. So that's what I'm having right now for tea. I wanted to share that with you guys. As I posted, I ended up visiting family this weekend. You may have seen, check out my Instagram. You'll see a picture of me, my mom, and my grandmother. My cute grandmother just turned 91. She's my last living grandparent. And she's just a little peanut. She's such an elf. I love her. And while I was there, one of my aunts, Kimmy's mother, you guys have seen Kimmy before on this channel. She was in the prosperity spell work. Her mom has always had a little bit of witchiness to her, and she is a certified herbalist, and she used to run her own business of doing oils and salves and lotions and soaps and things like that. And she's been, when I go to visit, she's not doing that business anymore, and she's been giving me all sorts of stuff from her business from prior to now. Like, she's cleaning out the basement and the things that she's not using anymore. I came home with a huge collection of little jars that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I think I'm going to make salves and sell them, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. So I have to make like recipes and test them out, and they're cleaned and put away, and they are worth so much money because it costs money to buy that kind of stuff. So I have a lot of things in the works that I'm planning on doing. So anyway, I visited my family this weekend, and my aunt sent me home with this gigantic bag of stuff. So I'm going to share all of that with you. It's all witchy stuff, and I'm so excited about it. So I'm going to share that with you guys. I also want to talk a little bit about a new tarot deck that I got and a company that I want to give you guys a warning about. Besides that, I'm going to jump in and do my introduction because now we're 5 minutes in and I gave a quick little summary, and it is officially noon here at my house in Rhode Island. And my name is Mel. If you've never seen me before, check out my channel. We do Witchy Wednesdays, and I say it in air quotes because it's not only limited to witchcraft. We talk about all kinds of things that are spiritual, new age, metaphysical, tarot, energetic, and the list goes on. So it's like an umbrella of witchcraft, but it's not just witchcraft. On Wednesdays, I do something called Fridays, I do something called Flip Through Fridays that has to do with going through my extensive collection of decks. I have probably close to 60 decks at this point, with oracle decks, tarot decks, and Lenormand decks. And I like to share that. I made a special day just for that because I didn't want to waste a witchy day on this channel for you guys. And I'm already hot. I knew I was going to be. I'm one of those people that as soon as I start filming, I get warm. And then I'm cold when I'm not, or when I'm doing readings, I get warm. I pick up the energies. All right. So with all that being said, I'm the owner of Mel's Divination. I am the operator, the creator here. The website, melsdivination.com, is going to be up and running by the end of the week. And I've had a lot of challenges there with having a website because I changed website hosts and it was just so confusing. So now I'm officially on a website that I can run by myself. I don't need help. I don't need to wait on anybody to help me or pay somebody. So that is going to be up and running by the end of the week. And you can check that out for services that I provide, which are like tarot readings, coaching sessions, manifestation sessions. And for now, that's all that is. If you're looking to buy any kind of products I create, my Etsy shop is linked down below. And if you're looking to support the channel, feel free to check out my PayPal or Amazon wish list for donations. Okay, that's my little spiel. Now, let's get into what I came home with. So this bag is huge, and I'm going to be going through the majority of it with you guys. And I'm so excited because my aunt was never out as a witch. Never. She was definitely a closet witch. And it's not until my aunt is turning, I think, 60. It's not until I started doing this and sharing it and not being afraid and paving the way and being like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is what I do. And the family being cool with it, that she's started to share and open up to me. She's always had crystals. And when I first got my first oracle decks, she wanted to check them out to make sure they were safe, which you know how I feel about that. But she even has some oracle decks and some tarot decks and witchcraft stuff. So these are a little dusty. I haven't even gone through them yet, but I'm going to share them with you anyway because there's things that were on my list to get that I have not gotten yet because books cost money. So the first one is Spellcraft by Scott Cunningham and David Harrington. One of the other reasons why I wanted to go live is this isn't backwards when I'm holding it up for you guys so you can actually see what the book is. This is one I've been wanting to get. It's all about, I have not read it at all, but it covers all sorts of different recipes, all sorts of different ways to create crafts with your magic. And then it talks all about creating homespun crafts. So how to do it, how to use what you have, how to work with it. If, by the way, you like any of these books or have read them or have any feedback, because I haven't read any of the ones that I'm pulling out here, feel free to comment below because I'd love to hear what your take on some of these books are. So that's the first one. I have about 15, and I will be doing book reviews on these, but obviously I'm not going to be able to read these overnight. It's going to take me some time, especially in depth. Then there's this one. Now, I am not a Wiccan. I'm not a Wiccan. However, I don't think that I think it's a good idea. Sorry, saying that backwards, double negative. I think it's a good idea to do some investigations into the Wiccan religion. I have one book that I had purchased before that made me realize, no, I really don't want to be a Wiccan. But there's still good resources. So I am absolutely going to read this. This is probably going to be one of the last ones I read. This is called Wiccan Magic, Inner Teachings of the Craft by Raven Grimassi. I don't even know how to pronounce the name because I've never heard of them before, and I'm such a bad pronunciation. Then we have a little bag for tarot cards. Then we have this one I was really excited about. Sorry, there's dust on them. I was really excited about this one to see what it's about. So this one is called Pagan Ways by, oh Lord, I can't pronounce the name. Gwendolyn O'Hara, I think. This is what this one looks like. This one's an older one. It's published by Llewellyn. Let me see when it was published. 1997. So this book is definitely older. The chapters in it: pagan roots, nature of divine, elements and elements, craft traditions, spats and rites of passage. Maybe that's Sabbats. Oh no, now the next one is Sabbats. Working tools, the temple and the altar, the ritual, the wheel and pagan virtues, the priesthood, paganism as a way of life, and conclusion. So that's what's on this one. I'd never heard of that book, and I'm looking to reading this. Now this one is another Wicca book. It's Wicca by Scott Cunningham, a guide for the solitary practitioner. I do already have a solitary guide by Scott Cunningham for Wicca, and that's when I decided I didn't want to be Wiccan. Again, this is actually much bigger and thicker though, so I will go through it and look at it and see if there's anything in here, because Wicca does, I don't prescribe to the religion, but it does have some facets in it that, okay, I'm back again. Sorry guys, I lost my connection. I don't know how long I dropped there. I'm closest to my Wi-Fi, so we have two Wiccan books that will be put to the end. The next book is big. I got to try to fish it out. Okay, so this one, also a Llewellyn. All of these are Llewellyn, so they're published by a decent publisher. Craft of the Wild Witch, Green Spirituality and Natural Enchantment by Poppy Palin. I have never heard of this one. The back says a poetic guidebook to the green spirited path. So it's similar, I believe, to Green Witchcraft. A lot of these books, because my aunt is an older witch, a lot of these books were published a long time ago. This one was 2004, but it also says Library of Congress, Palin Poppy. Maybe she's born in 1966. I don't know. So this one does look fairly new. So that one's interesting. What's next? Oh, okay. Candle magic, divination, good luck, and good fortune. Secrets of your future revealed in the flame. Now, you guys know I do a ton of candle magic, a ton. So this will be interesting to expand. This one's not very big. This one's small. Let's see when this one came out. 2001. So, and this is what the back looks like. So that's interesting. And is that the last book? Nope. We have two more. Okay. So this one, another Scott Cunningham. Got to remember, guys, those of you that are younger, born in the 90s or in the 2000s, Scott Cunningham was the big name, one of the big names when it came to witchcraft and Wicca in the 90s, in the 80s and in the 90s, because back then we barely had internet. We didn't really have a way to purchase stuff on the internet, and we had to go into bookshops to buy them and find what bookshops. It was always in the New Age section. So like, I don't know if you can see it, but it says New Age back here. Even though it's more witchcraft in Wicca, it would always be under the New Age section in a bookshop, in like Barnes and Nobles or whatever. And this one, let's see when this one came out. 2003, second edition. So they republished it. Reversion editing of the Art of Divination, 1993. So I think they redid it, and it was originally done in 93. So this talks about choosing the right methods, I Ching, crystal gazing. So this will really up my game for divination. And I'm really excited about that because I always am looking for new ways to connect. And there's always ways that I know of, but I'm not trained in. So I'm kind of like just mucking about, trying to play with it and see what comes through. And then the last one is a Celtic book. It's about a Druid tradition, which I like a lot because a lot of my deities are Norse or Druid based, and I am Irish. So it does come from our Irish lineage. So this says omens, ogams, and oracles. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Ogams, ogahams. I'm probably murdering it. I've never heard this or seen at least this word. It's by Richard Webster. It's divination in the Druid traditions. And as I mentioned before, I've done a lot of rune readings. So that is pretty cool that this has to do with that. This was originally published in 95, I think it says. So that is, let's see. It's all the books. She gave me some charcoal to burn. She gave me some wild turkey feathers that she's collected. And then the very bottom, I'll put the bag down now. She has 2 spell kits. One for divination. It has candle oil, a stone, a scroll, incense, and you need charcoal, which I have. So this one has, oh, the crystal's not in that one. Maybe it fell out. It looks like this. So I might do something like this someday for people making spell kits. I don't know. I haven't decided. And then this one's for healing, which I plan on using for the person that I've mentioned before that I care about deeply that's in my family that's not doing well. So there's all that. I'm going to have some tea real quick because I'm getting thirsty talking so much. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. I thought it was like 12 because there was so much. But hi, Diane. So there's a lot of books for me to read. And I still have books that I bought for myself that I haven't gotten through. So I'm turning into this crazy witchy book stacked lady, which is fine. No complaints. The more you read, oh my God, teacher alert. The more you read, the more you know, right? The more wisdom you can collect, the more resources you have. So even once I read these Wiccan books, if I don't find them valuable as far as my practice is concerned, I might post them on my Etsy shop as like a cheap resell so that they can be sold. I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know. On my Etsy shop, I do have some oracle decks and some oils, and I'm going to be doing like custom ordered oils soon. Brain fart. I'm like all over the place. So the next thing, this is going to be a flip through Friday coming up very soon, but I have a few that are already filmed that I'm going to use first, and then we're going to get into this one. So this is Supernatural. I just got this tarot deck. I am obsessed with Supernatural. Obsessed. And I've done multiple readings with this already, and I really, really like it. Now, the thing is, and I will talk about this when I do the flip through, and you'll see it when I do the flip through, that if you're not familiar with the tarot definitions, it does come with a nice big book, but there's some cards that don't have any character on them, so it's hard to use